Well, that's a look. Mm, coffee. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is actually a really special day for me. It is the anniversary of my husband and I's first date. So we're going out to a really lovely dinner here in Los Angeles. I've already picked out a dress, but I was kind of stumped on what to do for my makeup because I did want to do something a little bit different and a little fun. And then it hit me. I actually have a new palette that I've been wanting to play with for a little while now, and why not today? So the palette that I'm going to be talking about today is from Wonder Beauty, and it's called the Seascape palette. I did purchase this through Ipsy, somewhere around $25. I'll make sure to link the actual palette in the description box below. So over here you will see I've already dipped my fingers into it, but you'll see what the palette actually looks like. I'll turn it right side up for you. The palette does consist of 6 shades, and the shades vary from one matte to 2 separate, kind of like a satin finish, and then the remainder of them are metallic finishes, with the one over here being a little bit less glittery. I don't know if you can see the color, if it's picking up properly. And then the other 2 shades, the gold and this kind of seafoam green one, which is actually called Seafoam, being more of a chunky metallic. The look that I had in mind today, because the dress I'm going to be wearing is more of a teal blue, so I was kind of hoping to play with this bottom row right here, and then maybe throw in either this shade or this shade on the inner corner and see, you know, a little bit more of a brightening effect. Now, on my Instagram, if you don't follow me, you should, and on my Instagram, I actually posted a different look with this exact same palette. As you can see, I already have my base on. Eyebrows, bronzer, highlight, blush, foundation, all of that is already on. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna dive into the actual eyeshadow palette, and we're gonna dive in. So the first shade that I'm going to go in with is this one right here, which is called Sand Dollar. I'm going to be taking a fluffy crease brush, and I'm just going to be picking up the pigment on my brush. This is a little bit more of a dusty kind of kickback eyeshadow. However, on the eye itself, it blends out like a dream. Okay, crease color is on. I am really liking the way that this is applying. I find that it is a little bit more of a dry formula. However, once blended in, it's performing really, really beautifully. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a slightly smaller brush, and what I'm going to be doing is picking up this shade Coastal, and I'm actually going to be putting it over my entire lid, a little bit lower than where we actually placed the first color. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the shade Sand Dollar, and I'm just going to buff out the edges in between where the shade Coastal and the shade Sand Dollar meet. Okay, I'm absolutely loving the way both of these shades are applying so far. What I'm gonna do next is actually with my finger, I'm gonna go into the shade Seafoam, and I'm just going to kind of tap that onto the center of the lid. I love this so much so far. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna pop into the shade Champagne Harbor, and I am just going to pick up a tiny bit of that and layer it on top of the color Seafoam, right in the center, just keeping it really isolated, just for that really extra kind of pop of shimmer. Sorry, I had to rescue my little bandit over here. What I'm gonna do next is I'm going to grab a black eyeliner. I'm using NARS, use whatever you have, and I'm throwing it into the lower waterline. Okay, our eyes are lined. I'm going to grab a smaller, more detail-oriented brush. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into the shade Sand Dollar, swipe it on the lower lash line. Now that that's on, I'm going back into the shade Coastal, exact same brush, and I'm going to buff it from the outer corner into about halfway on the lower lash line. Okay, love it. I absolutely love it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with my liquid liner. I'm going to line the top lash line. I'm not going to do a really winged line. I'm just trying to intensify that lash line. So I'll be right back. Wow, I really am absolutely loving the way that this is looking. Okay, so now we have a damp, smaller size brush. Actually, I'm using a lip brush, and I'm just going to dip into the shade Champagne Harbor and focus on the inner corner of the eye, just to brighten things up a little bit. Right, there we go. So through and through, I have to admit, I'm very pleasantly surprised by this palette. So I've actually tried only a few products from Wander Beauty. I really like their mascara, and I absolutely love their lipsticks. I think the formulas are gorgeous, and they wear really nicely. They're super creamy, opaque, just really, really nice quality. But for eyeshadows, this is the first. Do I think that you can get away with just owning this? No, I don't. But what I do think is that this is a perfect extension to any neutral kind of palette. I do love the fact that this shade Coastal as well as the shade Seafoam are in here, but then also the shade Sea Salt. Let me just swatch this for you guys. It's really, really beautiful. It's a pearlescent, like pink, but it's not a pink. It's mauve and it's gold. It's got a little bit of everything going on. The shade Golden Reef that's right next to it is a little bit of a chunkier kind of glitter situation. Really, really nice. So through and through, I'm pleasantly surprised by this palette. I love that there is absolutely no fallout. There is a little bit of the kickback on the matte shade. And the one thing that I wish there was more of is matte shades in this particular palette. I think that if there was a good chocolate brown or even like a darker taupe, not a warm one, but maybe a more neutral one, I think that that would be a really, really beautiful addition to this particular palette. However, so far, I'm really, really happy with it. You know, even with those couple of missing pieces, I think they're really easy to fill in, and most of us already have eyeshadows that fall into that category that I just mentioned. So I think that if you are on the look for something fresh, but you don't necessarily want to purchase an entirely massive palette, this might be a really great addition to your collection. Probably help if I held it up the right way. As you can see, I kept the rest of my makeup very, very neutral just because I really wanted the eyes to be the focal point of this particular look. Like I said, I've already done another look just playing with the eyeshadows, and I actually filmed an entire video. However, my computer crashed and deleted everything. So there was like a really heartbreaking moment going on there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys are interested in checking out this palette, I believe Nordstrom also sells it. I've seen it on their website. So I would definitely advise taking a look at the Wander Beauty eyeshadow formulas because, like I said, I'm very pleasantly surprised. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like, please go ahead and subscribe down below. Ring the notification bell so you are notified whenever I post a new video. I try to be here as frequently as I can. I don't have a necessarily set schedule for all my videos, but you know, maybe in the future. And I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Till next time.